Hey everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun project video we're going to be back on the laser engraver, and we are going to be laser engraving slate coasters. These make great gifts. They're usually sold in batches of 4. I ordered a bulk pack of 40 slate coasters off of Amazon because I have a client that wants 40 custom drink coasters that are laser engraved out of the slate. So really cool. It's a very simple process. My friend Sam at Knighthood Creations came down and showed me a very straightforward way on how to laser engrave slate coasters, and I'm going to show you that process here today on video. And we're going to probably knock out 4 of the 40 drink coasters. It would be pointless to show you all 40 of them being made, as I'm just trying to show you how to laser engrave the slate coasters initially. And I have the Longer Ray5 watt laser engraver, and keep that in mind when I show you guys the settings. If you have a more powerful laser, you might have to play around with the settings and everything. I again ordered the bulk coasters, and they came nicely packaged in the box with bubble wrap. Here is the one that my friend Sam showed me how to make, and it came out amazing. Now of course it's got a glossy sheen, and that's going to play a major factor in how your coasters come out, and I'll explain that in a second. And they all have these rubber feet on the back to where they don't slip or slide around a counter or desktop or anything. But these make great and unique gifts. Again, I've got 40 to make, and they all came nicely packaged, and here is how they came. And I will keep all the bubble wrap on hand because these have got to go to South Carolina, and I don't want them getting damaged. But now you see they are very flat in appearance, again with the rubber feet on the back. We will clean these up a little bit, and then we will apply the clear gloss. Now the clear coat you use is what you need to laser engrave on slate coasters, and since I always have Rust-Oleum clear gloss on hand for scroll saw projects, that is why the Jolly Roger one I showed you has a glossy appearance. Now if you had a flat or matte clear coat, the image that you put on there, it will not appear as glossy. Now the example I made for my client in South Carolina and sent to her was of the glossy appearance, and that is what she wants, so that's what we're going to be doing. And thankfully I have plenty of Rust-Oleum clear gloss on hand. But again, you can see how flat it is here and how glossy it is here, so this is kind of what we're going for in this video. Now I've already done a few screenshots of designing the file in Lightburn that I'm going to show you guys before we get fully started. I've already got the file loaded up here on Lightburn on the laptop. But one thing I love about the Longer Ray5 laser engravers that Longer offers is that they do not need to be hooked up to a laptop. They take micro SD cards, like for a cell phone or action camera, to where you can save the G-code to it and unhook it from your laptop. That way, while the laser is running, you are free to go about making more files for your laser while it's over here working. So while I'm getting everything set up to clear coat the first batch of drink coasters and getting the air filtration unit on and the dust vents going, let me show you the slideshow and the process. And to get started, we will begin by prepping the 4 coasters we will do here today with Rust-Oleum clear gloss. And while they are drying, I will show you the design process in Lightburn. I imported the LMSC logo, which is a JPEG, into the software, and then we have to convert it into a vector to use within the Lightburn software. And once we have that, we can delete the JPEG and fill in the vector for engraving over on the laser, and then we will size it to the size of the coaster, maximizing all of our room, dial in our settings, and save the file, the G-code, to a micro SD card. And now the slate coasters are dry, and I will load one in, and I will zero out the laser head with the little billet there. And I will also turn on my dust vents and everything. And I will frame the coaster out a few times just to make sure everything is dead center. And I will flip on the air assist, and we will begin engraving. Once again, the settings I use here is just the settings for my laser. You might have to play around with it, but I used a speed of 1800, power of 50%, and 1 pass, again with the air assist on. And I always reiterate to everyone that this is just a 5-watt laser, the Longer Ray5 laser that is, and you just might have to toy with the settings to dial in how to do this with the slate coasters. I want to thank my buddy Sam at Knighthood Creations for coming down to Burlington and showing me how to do the original one, which was the Pirates Jolly Roger that I've already showed you guys. And
It's just been phenomenal to learn more and more with the laser and just unlock its capabilities. And obviously this footage is sped up, but it took around 25 minutes to do one slate coaster, and keep in mind I have 40 of them to do for my client. And we are about to wrap up with the first drink coaster here. Is doing the crown at the top of the logo. And once it's done, we will remove it and we will see how amazing that looks, and then we will load another coaster in and frame it out, and we will begin again. And from this point on, it's kind of a rinse and repeat process, but I will move the camera in closer to where you guys can see the detail going on to the slate. And again, because I used a gloss clear coat, the slate coasters will have a glossy and shiny sheen to them. If you would use a matte clear coat, it would have a more dull appearance and look more natural, but the prototype that I showed to my client had the glossy texture, and that's what she wanted, so that's what we are doing. And thankfully I have Rust-Oleum clear gloss in the shop, a stock of it, because that is my go-to finish for my scroll saw projects. And I just love the laser because once you get it going, you can go and do other stuff in your workshop. I can go work on the scroll saw or prep future projects by ripping down stock over on the table saw, all while this is running. And I see a laser enclosure for this laser in the near future, and I think it would be a much needed upgrade for the workshop. But after around another 25 minutes, another coaster was done, and this will be 2 of 40. Once again at the top here doing the crown. And I know some people are going to ask what happens if you do not have it lined up perfectly or one messes up. And it's just a simple fix. One was very out of center, and I stopped the laser, and all you need is some rough grit sandpaper and a sander to sand off where it didn't come out right. And the rough sandpaper really just eats the wet and erases everything. And then I'll clean all that dust off, and then you can just basically reset by putting more clear coat on it and letting that dry and going again. If you guys like what you're seeing, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel and also follow me across all of my social medias under the Artisan Pirate name. I'd really appreciate the support. But just such an amazing tool to watch work, and again, I know an enclosure would really step up my game, especially with a proper dust and fume collection system for this. Again, every time I run the laser now, the doors are open, the fans are going, the dust vents going, and I have my safety glasses on as well as my dust mask. But at this point, it's again just a rinse and repeat of doing all 40 of the coasters, and I do not want to bore you guys with all of that. So when this one wraps up, we will wrap up the video.
And here we have the very first 4 of 40 slate drink coasters laser engraved, and they came out amazing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 that we've done in this video, and if you can hear it in the background, there is another one going, so that'll be the 5th of 40 that I need to do. I just figure it'll be senseless to keep filming everything, as it's just now a rinse and repeat of getting all 40 of them done and getting them down to my client. Of course, what we laser engraved here today. I'll hold one up to the camera, and it's going to be hard to see, but just know here in front of me with my eyes, I can easily and legibly see that this says Little Miss South Carolina pageant established 1971 with the state of South Carolina and the crown and all the filigree that's around it, you know, the designs and all, and you can easily tell that. Now I know it might be hard to show up here on camera, but I can easily see this, and I'm really happy to be making this for them. I've made other stuff in the past for the pageant people and my client down there. I've made some 3D printed night lights, I've done some woodwork, and now these slate coasters. So I'm really happy to keep that relationship open to where we're able to collaborate and make stuff. And of course, once all 40 of these are done, I will get some glamour shots of them, you know, hopefully get to lay all 40 of them out and get some pictures of them, and then some close-ups of a nice one, you know, to really show everything off. And then I'll pack them all back up individually in their bubble wrap that they came in and get them down to South Carolina. So really, really cool. It took around 25 minutes to laser engrave each of the slate drink coasters, and don't be worried if one of them messes up. Thankfully, one of them did in this video, and you've seen the process I went about to reclaim it. What you do is simply take some aggressive sandpaper, and I took 80 grit, it's the roughest I had on hand, sand the old logo off if it messed up or anything, and it just got out of line, so I stopped the laser, and then just brush it off with a dust to get all that excess off of it, and then re-clear coat it, and then let that dry, and then you're ready to go and try again. So it's a really neat process. And again, I just showed you the settings and the method that I use for my laser. I have the Longer Ray5 5-watt laser engraver, so if you have a more powerful and robust laser, you might have to play with the settings, and I'll leave all the other settings I use down in the description box below this video, and you might have to back off the power, increase or decrease the speed. Again, this is just what I have found has worked with my laser, and I want to really thank my buddy Sam at Knighthood Creations for coming down from out of town and showing me how to make that initial slate coaster that had the Pirates Jolly Roger on it. And of course, with the glossy texture here, this is because of the Rust-Oleum clear gloss. Now if we had used a flat matte clear coat on it, of course these would have been a lot duller. Again, this is just what the client wanted, and I'm happy to fulfill the order and happy to show it to you guys on camera and document how it's made. Now I know traditionally I have seen people make slate coasters and put them in a vendor booth and everything, and they usually sell them in packs of 4 like we've done here. We've done the 4, and they will wrap ribbon or twine around it to make it look rustic with like a little tag for the price and description of everything. And again, they want 40 of these, and I'm guessing they want 10 sets of 4, meaning that will be 40 of them. So I'm really happy to fulfill this, and it's stepping out of my comfort zone. I have just got on the laser to where I'm comfortable laser cutting through 1/4 inch material and like the craft 3mm plywood and then engraving on it. So this is something really out of the wheelhouse for me to really sink my teeth in and to learn the process and the technique and refine it to where I can get the best results possible out of my laser. I really do need a laser enclosure, and I hope that will be coming soon. And if I get a nice one, I will of course document it on camera for you guys, so you guys can again see my method. If my method in this video was way too simple for you guys, please do a search and find some other people that have done it. There's some other videos that are really, really long where they give a really thorough explanation of how things can work or go wrong and everything with the slate laser engraving on the coasters and everything. But really, really cool. I had a lot of fun in this project and a lot of fun out in the workshop. Now I've got 5 of these done now with the one going over there, so I've got plenty more to do, so I'm going to turn the camera off and get back to work. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and also follow me across all of my social medias under the Artisan Pirate name. As always, links to all my social medias will be linked down in the description box below these videos. That's about all for this one, and remember guys, if I can make it or do it or learn to do it, so can you. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.